What's up, guys? So today what I'm going to attempt is what I got here is my air compressor, little air closet that I built to kind of keep the noise down, and I need some dry air. So reason being, I mean, you kind of want dry air anyway. You don't want moisture getting in all your air lines and in your air tools and whatnot. So recently we've been working on a Trans Am for my daughter's first car, and here, I'll show you here, this car right here. So we've sprayed some, a couple weeks ago we sprayed some primer, and I noticed quite a bit of moisture coming out with the primer. And luckily it was our first prime coat, you know, just a big, you know, primer filler, so it's no big deal. We had to sand most of it back off anyway. But I noticed I did need to dry out the air. So there's a couple of different ways I've seen it done, and I kind of like the way with the basically, I guess, is a big condenser or you know, you could even consider it a scrubber of some sort. But you take tubes of pipe and run them in a big long tube, you know, like a big heat sink, and put a couple of T's and valves at the bottom, and eventually all the air will you know, be bled out of the system, or, you know, the hot compressed air will cool down and all the moisture will wick out of it. So this is the idea here, and I'm going to do it on this back wall inside the compressor closet. I do have some vents there to help some airflow. Might not be the best place to put it, but it's out of the way. So the air is going to come in, drop down, go over to a T, and that's going to go up and around a couple of times here, and then out to the airlines. Each time it comes over, it tees and drops down, and I'm going to poke these out of this back wall down here, and I'll have valves on the outside that I can just bleed off any water that collects in the bottoms of these tubes, and that should work. We'll find out. So I'm going to get some of this all put together, and I'll get back with you in a few minutes, and we'll see what we got going on later. All right, we got a piece made up for the bottom. This will be one of the dump valves. This will poke through the wall, the outer wall. I'm going to screw this valve on, and then I go out, and actually it'll be like this. Now I go outside and dump all the air out. So and then the tubes will come up from here. So I'm going to go ahead and solder one of these, see how it goes, or should I say sweat it in, using, you know, professional lingo there. And I'll keep the camera on so you can see how bad I am at this. I don't even know if I'm using the right flux or solder. Let me go get a wet rag. Still kind of hot. I'm gonna let it cool. Ooh, can't even move it. I'm gonna move it over down there. Grab another one. Oh, I haven't put any flux on. Did I put flux on this one? No, I didn't. Alright. I just took a cheap Harbor Freight chip brush, cut the bristles down, and I'll allow it to be stiff enough to work on this stuff. Oops. Wipe this one off now. Looks like I got some of these a little warm. Like I said, don't do this. It's only holding high pressure air. Alright, let's try this again. Do this bottom one first. Oh, it looks like lunch has just arrived, so I'll be cutting out here in a second, and I'll get back to you in about 20 minutes. Alright, be right back. Okay, I'm back. Got my tummy full. So where was I? Okay, I've got flux on all of these joints. I've got this one soldered. Let me just work my way up. Make sure it's straight. Uh-oh, something got crooked. Oh yeah, something twisted on me. Alright. Just gotta heat it back up. You know, put a clamp. If I can remember where I put my clamps. This will work. Okay, this one's done. Let it cool. Start fluxing the last one. And I don't know if y'all ever used one of these cutters. I think it was like, oh man, I can't remember. Oh, I got a receipt. Let's see, how much that thing cost. Less than $8. And it's probably the easiest way to cut a copper tube. You stick that on there, rotate it the direction that it says to rotate it, And there it is. Pretty neat. So, got a reamer here, or known as a, I think, a pencil reamer. Get the burr off the inside there. And I think I have some Scotch-Brite. Let me see. Found some. It seems like to be the easiest way to clean these. See. While that one's cooling, let's go over here and look at this. So I'm thinking I'll pop this one through here, pop another one through here, and pop another one through here, and these will get to hold on to the edge here. We might have to put a block in between here to anchor to. So I can go ahead and get these two holes drilled. There's a screw going through there. And that will give me my measurement on how far in between I need to make that center one. Grab the drill. This hole is going to be for my tank drain. Let me make sure that's... I could go over a little more. Okay. Another one here. So I'll just measure in between these holes. Well, it'll be 16 inch. So I'll put the other hole at 8 inches. Make sure. Center. Ooh. Not quite. It's right here. There's 8. That should be a little off, but it will. Let's go get the third one cleaned up. Looks okay to me. Alright, so as you can see, here's our 3 outlets. Water will build up in here and I can blow it out through the valve out the side. So now I've got 6 tubes that have to go up and they have to bridge across each other at the top. So I want to go, let me measure. I don't know, about right there. So let me just make them 47 inches. Let's see, yeah, that'll work. Let's do 47 inches tall. But let me show you something. So I believe the T and the elbow is slightly different. Yeah, maybe not. Only one way to find out. I could slip a couple of pipes in here. So if we go 47 inches, get the marker. Yeah, we'll go to the bottom. It doesn't have to be precise. I've got a little room. We'll do 46. Yeah, it is about a 1/8 of an inch difference. That's okay. So I have the measurement, so now I can, one with the elbow is longer than the T. And that's what I was expecting because it has a radius. All right. So I can go ahead and, okay, I've got, let's see, we have 1, 2, 3 with elbows and 3 with T's. So here's 1 elbow, 1 with T. Elbow is going to be the shorter one. So I'm going to put an E. L and a T. So I need to make 2 more of each of these. Wonder if I could just scrape it off without using the heat. Nope. Gotta have the heat. I guess I can go ahead and solder these up out to whatever I have my hole spacing at. Then I can make up the little end caps. All right, got the condenser done. Got the compressor back in place. I'm calling it condenser. I say dryer. What I've got, let me follow it from the actual compressor. We've got a new drain coming out with a valve outside, coming out here into our copper line, and you can see it goes down, tees off, goes outside with a valve, comes back up, cuts across, goes back down. We do that a few times, ends up, there's the last tee with valve, and it comes up and into the air system going through my garage. So outside, here are my valves. Here's the drain for the compressor. Here is the drains for each one of the dryer tubes. And I guess we'll try it out, and I might do an update video to let you know if that took care of my moisture problem. So we'll see you later.